Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gon' do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp.
Once again, another episode of Tales from the Sipp. Yes, sir. Episode 4. Now I know you've seen the title. Yeah, gonna be a good one. Just another story I want to share with you. Yeah, and this one, you see, it was a time this girl I was messing with, we supposed to be my girlfriend at the time. Almost got me shot by her grandma. Okay, now this is how it took place. Okay, this was back when I was like 15 years old. I met this girl, and we were talking, just talking on the phone and stuff. Matter of fact, she stayed in these apartments. They was right off of Northside Drive. Those apartments are tore down now. But at the time, they was smart looking apartments. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you exactly where they are, if anybody know. I can't remember the name of the apartments. I think it was Beasley Street Apartments, something like that. But anyway, they were right down the street from that car wash on Northside Drive. And they got towed down years ago. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the girl was up for, I'm gonna just say her name was Shay. I ain't gonna say her real name. But anyway, so I talking to her on the phone one day, and she said, won't you come over here, and see me at the house? I said, all right, let me see, can I get my cousin to bring me over there? You know what I'm saying? At the time, I ain't have no car. I was 15. Didn't have a license, didn't have nothing. But my cousin, he had a car. The car we used to ride in all the time, it was a black Cutlass, photo Cutlass, like a 86 model, something like that, 80s, 85, 86, 87, something like that. It was photo. It was all black. And then on the back of it, it had in red writing, Hillside Hustler. Yeah, see, everybody know that car, everybody know who that was. It was, us riding in it. So he was 18, at the time. And none of us had no pistols and stuff then. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't just out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I was a pretty decent teenager at that time. And really all I was just going to do was see us, talk and do nothing. I wasn't planning on nothing, like that, because she really, at that time, I was scared of girls anyway, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing going on. Yes, sir. But this was around, let's see what time it was. I'm thinking it was around 7 or 8 o'clock. It wasn't late, but it wasn't early. It might have been around about 6:30, something like that. It just started getting dark. It wasn't, So I get dressed up, what I'm saying, get clean, what I'm talking about, go over here, show her, that swizzag, what I'm talking about. Went over there. So I called her. I said, hey, me and my cousin, my brother jumped in the car. Left Flowood, boom. He end up over there. I called her before I get there. I said, hey, I'm on the way. I'll be there in about 15 minutes. So boom. I call her, didn't have a cell phone at the time. Yeah, we had to use house phone. You know what I'm talking about? So when I'm calling the house phone. So her grandmama know, you know, I guess she lived with her grandmama, not her mother, father. So I don't know how to, the details about that. But it is what it is. She lived with her grandmama. I call her. When I pull up to the door, I knocks on the door. Doom, doom, doom. And nobody come to the door though. So I said, maybe the number she gave me, maybe it was for upstairs. I said, maybe I got it wrong. So I go upstairs and knock on the door. Next thing you know, I'm seeing my cousin them take off. Boom. My cousin, my brother took off in the car. I'm like, what are they doing? So I'm like, man, I'm just sitting there stunned, puzzle scratching my head. What did they do? They trying to leave me or something? I'm like, oh, well, maybe they coming back. But the way they took off, like they were scared, like he was scared. So I said, something going on. So I hear the door shut, boom. When I'm walking down the steps from the other apartments, I'm walking down the steps, and my cousin pulled back up. Man, bring your tail on. Bring your, whatever on. So I'm looking like, what's wrong with him? So I speed up and get in the car, and we take off. Vroom. I'm like, man, what's going on? He said, man, you didn't see that. I said, see what? I was upstairs. He said, man, oh, man, some lady just came to the door. Some older lady came to the door, had a 12 gauge pointed dead at them. I'm like, dang. So that's why he took off. I said, man, maybe. I said, I wonder what is that about? So the lady came to the door, coming to find out later on, that was her grandmama. The lady, while I was sitting upstairs, if she knew I was sitting upstairs on them steps, she could have just aimed that 12 gauge up there. Boom! Knocked me off, man. I didn't know what was going on. I was just coming to see the girl. I wasn't coming being no disrespectful way. I knocked on the door. She came to the door. I said, hi, my name is such and such. I came to see, that's how it was when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? You were respectful when you went to, to see a girl. You can't go, it ain't like today. I'm thinking it was okay for me to come by and see her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I had in my mind, okay, I'm going over here and sneak around and do this or whatever, like this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because, most of the time we were growing up, people had a mother and a father at the house. So you got to come by there at a certain time. When it get dark, it's time for you to go. You didn't go in the house. You sat outside and talked, and they sitting there watching you. But this, since she used to live with her grandmama, I don't know what was said. I don't know how things worked out. But, you know what I'm saying? But I got to say this now. The girls that you was able to, let's say, do things with, they didn't have no mother, they didn't have no father at the house. So if they father went at the house, it was just them living with their mother or just living with their grandmother. you can get away with a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Single parent homes. But, you know, father at the house, you ain't going in the house. You know, many times I went to see a girl and they live with their mother and father. You ain't go in that house. You sit right outside. They sitting on the porch or whatever, just sitting there watching you, looking at you, and you know what I'm saying, and you ain't nothing happening. And then when it start getting dark, all right, young man, it's time for you to go. You know, you say goodbye and catch out. You know what I'm talking about. But you know, when it get dark, it's time to spark out. It's time to hit the slab. It's time for you to go, partner. You know what I'm saying? But single parent home, just a mama. And then most of the time, when you went over a girl house and they ain't have no dad at the house, it was all the way there alone for some reason. Mama always be at work. Daughter at the house by themselves so they can get in all kind of stuff. I just noticed that. But anyway, back to the story. Chasing any rabbits today. So that same girl, I really stopped going. I ain't go see her no more. I talked to her on the phone, I think, a couple times, but that was it. Come to find out later on in life, that same girl, Shay, as I was saying, like I say, that was her grandmother that came to the door, that shotgun. I'm finna burn me up. But that same girl ended up going to prison from killing her boyfriend. I wonder, did she use that shotgun? Never know. But I seen it on the news. That's how I know. My brother actually told me about it. And I seen it on the news. Moral of the story is, you gotta watch what you do, man, and who you do it with. Cause your intentions may not be bad. You just being a human. But you never know who you going to see and who you going to mess with and what's gonna happen after you do it. And you really gotta pray about everything you do, man. But that's the story for today. The girl named Shay that almost got me killed by her grandmother.
Make it talk.
How you gonna make it talk?
Talk to him, talk to him. Make it talk.
Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And that's another tale from the Sipp.